Leaders are constantly searching for the next big idea, you know? They want a clear, decisive action that promises immediate improvement. This desire for a quick fix is completely understandable in a world that moves at an incredible speed. The pressure to show results to please shareholders and to stay ahead of the competition is immense. A simple solution, like a company-wide cost-cutting initiative or a new performance management system, feels like a powerful lever to pull. It looks clean on a presentation slide and sounds decisive in a boardroom meeting. It offers a sense of control amid chaos. The appeal of these Fixies lies in their simplicity. They cut through the noise and complexity of modern organizations, offering what appears to be a direct path from problem to solution. If costs are too high, you cut them. If performance is lagging, you implement a new review process. If you want to seem modern and flexible, you announce a new remote work policy. These moves are easy to communicate and seem easy to implement. They offer the illusion of progress, a tangible step that leaders can point to as evidence of their proactive management and strategic thinking. It's a compelling narrative for everyone involved. However, this seductive simplicity is also a trap. The reality of organizational life is that it is a complex, interconnected system. A change in one area inevitably creates ripples in many others, often in ways that are difficult to predict. A quick fix often ignores this interconnectedness. It treats the organization like a simple machine where one part can be replaced without affecting the others. This mechanical view is fundamentally flawed. Organizations are more like living organisms, where every part depends on the health and function of the whole system. A single change, isolated from this reality, is destined to fall short. Take the example of a sudden mandate for all employees to return to the office. On the surface, it seems like a straightforward way to restore a sense of team culture and collaboration. It is a single, clear directive. Yet, this simple fix often backfires spectacularly. It ignores the new work habits people have formed, the childcare arrangements they have made, and the productivity gains many have found in focused, remote work. It treats a complex human issue as a simple logistical problem, leading to resentment, decreased morale, and even the loss of talented employees who value flexibility. This is the classic failure of the quick fix. One of the most puzzling things for leaders is seeing a popular management idea deliver stunning results for one company, but fail miserably at their own. The business world is full of these stories. Consider the move to remote work, hybrid work. For some technology companies, the transition was seamless, leading to higher productivity, improved employee satisfaction. For others, particularly those reliant on spontaneous collaboration, hands-on mentorship, the same policy led to feelings of isolation, stalled projects, decline in innovation. The policy itself was not inherently good or bad. Its success was entirely dependent on the context in which it was applied. Downsizing offers another stark example of this variability. One company might trim workforce, streamline operations, and emerge leaner and more profitable. A rival company might follow the exact same playbook, only to find itself crippled. In the second case, the cuts may have inadvertently eliminated employees with critical, unspoken knowledge. The remaining staff become overwhelmed and demoralized, quality suffers, customers begin to leave. The difference is not in the act of downsizing itself, but in how it was planned and executed, and what underlying capabilities were either protected or destroyed in the process. Performance reviews are a classic case study in this phenomenon. The very same system, quarterly check-ins, 360-degree feedback, numerical ratings, can be a powerful tool for growth and development in one division, while being a source of anxiety, cynicism, destructive internal competition in another. In the successful division, managers are trained coaches who use the system to foster open dialogue. In the failing one, managers treat it as a bureaucratic chore, using it to justify predetermined decisions. The tool is identical, but the human element, manager skill, the team's culture determines whether it helps or harms. This variability demonstrates a fundamental truth. Management tools are not universal laws of physics. They are interventions in a complex social system. The success of any initiative depends on a host of factors that are unique to each organization. These include the nature of the work, existing culture, manager skill level, trust between leaders and their teams, Ignoring this context and simply copying a popular trend is like a doctor prescribing the same medicine to every patient, regardless of their specific illness or allergies. The outcome is left entirely to chance. If quick fixes are so unreliable, why do so many smart, experienced leaders continue to reach for them? The answer lies in a set of powerful, often invisible, psychological and social pressures. One of the strongest is confirmation bias. Leaders, like all people, are drawn to evidence that supports what they already believe. If they hear a compelling success story about a rival company that restructured and saw its stock price soar, they assume it will work for them too. They focus on the one dramatic example, ignoring countless other companies where the same move failed quietly. Another powerful force is the pressure to conform. Organizations exist in an ecosystem with competitors, investors, industry analysts. When a management trend becomes popular, adopting agile methodologies or implementing a certain software platform, there is immense pressure to follow suit. Desire to appear modern, innovative, and responsive ramps that pressure up. The board may ask, why aren't we doing what they're doing? Which fuels mimetic isomorphism, copying others for legitimacy, and pushes leaders to adopt poor-fitting practices. How we measure success often creates perverse incentives. Organizations favor metrics that are easy to quantify and quick to show results. A cost-cutting initiative produces an immediate, positive impact on a spreadsheet. The financial savings are clear and easy to report. The long-term damage, loss of institutional knowledge, declining employee morale, slow erosion of customer service quality, is much harder to see. Because leaders are rewarded for short-term gains, they gravitate toward actions that deliver them, even when those actions sow deeper problems down the road. Finally, weak management capability matters. A top-down directive is far easier to execute than a nuanced systemic change. Announcing a hiring freeze is simpler than building managers who develop existing talent. Buying a new software system is simpler than training leaders to create psychological safety. Often leaders default to the quick fix, not because it's best, but because it's the only thing their organization can actually execute. The failure of a quick fix is not just a theoretical problem. It causes real and lasting damage to people and to the business. When a company rushes through a downsizing without redesigning work processes remaining, employees are left to pick up the pieces. Workloads increase dramatically, stress, exhaustion, burnout. They are expected to do more with less without changes to systems or tools. This environment is not sustainable. It leads to a decline in the quality of the work and more people choosing to leave. This damage inevitably spills over to the customer. Skilled employees are let go, remaining staff overwhelmed, service quality suffers. Customers face longer wait times, more errors, and a sense of indifference. The critical knowledge that made for a smooth customer experience may have walked out the door. Informal networks, historical context, creative workarounds. This loss of capability is hard to replace and can permanently damage reputation and stakeholder relationships. Poorly implemented fixes also create empty, soul-crushing rituals. Consider the performance review process when it lacks a culture of coaching. It devolves into a bureaucratic exercise that everyone dreads. Employees learn to say the right things and game the system to get a good rating rather than engage in honest reflection about their growth. Managers rush through the forms to meet a deadline, providing generic feedback that helps no one. The entire process becomes a massive waste of time and energy, breeding cynicism and eroding trust between employees and the organization. The same corrosive effect can be seen with other initiatives. A poorly planned remote work policy can isolate new hires, denying them informal mentorship and social connections that are crucial for long-term success. A top-down diversity program implemented without leadership commitment can feel like a hollow PR move, creating more division than unity. In each case, the shortcut not only fails to solve the original problem, but also creates new problems. It depletes trust, wastes resources, and leaves employees feeling disengaged and devalued. The organization becomes weaker, not stronger. So how can leaders escape this cycle and make changes that actually stick? The answer is to stop looking for isolated fixes and start building a coherent system. The first step is to align every change with your core strategy. Before you copy a competitor or adopt a new trend, ask a fundamental question. What makes our company unique and valuable to our customers? What are the core capabilities that we absolutely must protect and enhance? This strategic filter helps you say no to popular ideas that do not fit your specific context and prioritize initiatives that reinforce what makes you strong. Next, you must invest seriously in building your manager's skills. No system, no matter how brilliantly designed, can succeed without capable leaders on the front lines. Managers are the bridge between strategy and execution. They must be trained to be effective coaches, to give clear and constructive feedback, and to handle difficult conversations with empathy and skill. This means moving beyond one-off training days and creating ongoing programs where managers can practice these skills in a safe environment. Making people development a core part of a manager's performance evaluation ensures that this crucial work gets the attention it deserves. Instead of applying blanket policies, design work around the nature of the tasks themselves. Some tasks require deep, focused concentration and are perfect for remote work. Other tasks, particularly those involving creative problem-solving or complex coordination, benefit enormously from in-person collaboration. A one-size-fits-all approach is lazy and ineffective. Empower teams to have a say in designing their own workflows, providing them with clear principles to ensure fairness and inclusion. This approach allows for local adaptation while maintaining strategic coherence, blending the best of both centralized control and decentralized control. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, leaders must actively cultivate psychological safety. This is the shared belief that it is safe to take interpersonal risks, such as speaking up with a question concern or dissenting idea. When psychological safety is high, change becomes a process of collective learning rather than a top-down mandate. You can treat new initiatives as experiments, encouraging teams to test them on a small scale, and report back honestly about what is working and what is not. This allows you to catch problems early, adapt your approach based on real-world evidence, and build trust and resilience throughout the organization.